Welcome to Divisionalysis. I'm Fog, just here helping some mates clear this control point. Yep, put me back in, coach. Yeah, I'm just a little bit winded. It's okay. I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So my first and only build thus far has been the bubble build, and that was focused very heavily on duration with a 6 million strength shield and Artificer Hive, and had a little bit of frequency with a little bit of armor on kill, and it had just enough damage to do what it needed to do. Today it's not about duration. Nothing in the way of duration, because today I want to focus solely on frequency. The put me back in the fight coach. Get me back out there as quickly as I possibly can. And that means that in order to show you the power of frequency, I'm going to do nothing in the way of absorbing damage, nothing in the way of reducing damage, nothing in the way of dividing or disrupting. I'm going to accept the fact that I'm going to get shot in the face, but I'm going to say, is that all you've got? Because I'm back. That's the goal of today. So in the last video I showed you a regen build, not one that I would use, but it is a regen build, and with all of your memento stacks, this is what the regen looks like. It actually amounts to about 130,000 armor in every second. The only reason that it's able to do that is because it's got 6% armor regen, and it's also got some regen on some pieces as well. But also, in order to get that, it requires 2 million, or close enough to it, in base armor. 1.939 armor, and that gives me, at 6% plus those extra tidbits, 130,833 in armor generation. I don't think that's going to cut it. But thankfully there is a way of getting much better frequency from your build. And that comes in the form of armor repair. Here I'm wearing a healer build, and bump, in the space of 2 seconds, faster than you can say, where is my armor kit, I have my entire armor replenished. So that is what I'm going to use for today as the base for my build, my frequency build. This is 730,000 armor, and even with a on the ground chem launcher, I'm able to get back into the fight very, very quickly. And as you can see here, this is the equivalent of about taking a full burst from one NPC. So I'm able, if I've got a full healer build, I'm able to take one full burst in the face. If I've got a chem launcher down, if I've got my hive out, I'm able to actually pretty much go toe to toe. But that's not something that I want to be doing. With only 730 odd thousand armor, very, very quickly, if somebody else joins that fight, I'm not in a very good way. And the problem with a 6-tier, all singing, all dancing healer build is that it is pretty damn terrible at doing damage. But the idea behind the build is that although I'm accepting the fact that I'm going to take damage, and I am not going to have a lot of armor at all in order to be able to take that damage, every time damage tries to push me towards a restricted or a limited damage and towards that margin of error that could result in my death, I've got this excellent counteracting force that's going to get me back into a window where I can do the maximum amount of damage that I have available. So the trick is going to be getting enough damage to make that worthwhile, while still maintaining that frequency of getting back into my damage window. So I started with Future Initiative, and I thought the 15% total weapon damage. That obviously is a good place to start. I can start adding damage in that regard, and maybe I can use Future Initiative as a basis for the build. That very nearly, with a Scorpio, gets me to a bubble that almost includes an elite. So that's using an extra 15%. The problem with Future Initiative's buff is that as soon as I take damage, that buff is gone. Essentially, it leaves me as soon as I need it. It's like Vigilance. It works exactly the same as Vigilance, as a matter of fact, just a little less buff. Now the thing with the heal that I've got is that it's currently giving me 320,000 in heals every tick from the Hive. And the Chem Launcher is giving me 216,000 every second. Now I've only got 730 or 760,000 armor at this point in time, so that is probably overkill, and there's certainly some of the healing I can shed from this build in order to start pushing that towards damage. So the question is, how much of that healing do I need in order to keep going? Well, essentially I want to be out of the fight no longer than it takes me to reload my weapon. That would be ultimate. In the case of the Scorpio, 1.4 seconds. If it's an assault rifle, we're talking, well, it's a capacitor 1.8. If it's anything else, we're talking 2.2 to 2.5 seconds. So what I really want is I want to get out of any danger that I was in whilst reloading, then come back out and be as close to full health as I possibly can be, or at least definitely far enough away from a margin of error. So at 750,000, that's probably only about 400,000 to 500,000 in a couple of seconds. So we're talking 2 to 250. If I change over to a build that's just 6 skill tier with no healing properties, or no outgoing healing, then the Chem Hive, or the Hive, goes down to 160. What does that look like? It's it's probably a bit slow, so I definitely need to do a little bit more. This build has got no outgoing healing. Oh, sorry, it's got 10% repair skills from the Accosters, and it's got the 15% from the Survivalist. So I'm going to have to add some outgoing healing at the very least in order to get that up. So let's do that. A couple of 20% repair mods. I want to see over 200k. 187. Another one. What have we got? 214. Okay, let's... 214, let's see what that looks like. Okay, danger, out of danger. Okay, so that's pretty good. 3 ticks, I'm at full. So 3 seconds, so half that, 1.5, that's easily under any reload time that we've got. So 2 seconds is going to get me out of danger. I'm definitely not going to want to face trade anybody, but that certainly is going to get me back in the fight inside the time that it takes me to reload, which is exactly what I'm after. Okay, let's lose that 10%, see what that does. Actually, you know what? Let's increase the heal a little bit. So let's increase it by adding incoming repairs this time. It's more beneficial than adding another repair skills. So now, what are we looking at? 1 or 2? Yeah, okay. We're talking. Right, that's definitely going to do what I need it to do. Still not going to be face training anybody. I'm going to be using offensive mitigation just like any damage build would be. But the difference is that I'm going to be back in the fight that much quicker. Okay, so now I've got the outgoing healing that I'm after. Now I need to start looking at increasing the damage. Okay. Okay, this is... Okay, I've got a long way to go. Got a long way to go. Let's see. Right, for a start, let's go straight for the capacitor. Capacitor, essentially, with its skill, its talent, I'm going to get the equivalent of 3 red cores. Probably isn't any better weapon for a 6 yellow core build. Okay, I am still a long way away from having this elite in my level. 2 mags and change. Okay. Okay, Picaros. Picaros, another red core. Let's see what that does. Okay, we're at least inside 2 mags. We're making progress. Okay. I think I've got some Fenris. Yeah, I got some Fenris gloves here. Okay. I'm just thinking of damage at the moment. Okay, 1. What do we got? Okay, a few bullets up my sleeve. Well, not up my sleeve, I still have a long way to go, but I've definitely gained a few rounds. What are we looking at? Okay, yeah, so maybe like 8 left. So I've got about 30 rounds to make up to get it inside 1 magazine. Okay, yep. Fox's Press. Fox's Press, out of cover damage, 8%. There's nothing on the weapon, so this is actually like 100% of that 8% is multiplicative now. Okay. Okay. What can I do here? Let's get some crit chance. Oh, lovely. I've got a yellow Seska. Ooh, okay, we're only like half a mag away now. And I've got 2 slots for talents as well. I've got the chest and I've got the backpack. So that's a lot of damage that I can add with 2 talents. What have I got in the way of damage? This is my skill build character, so there's not a lot of damage. But I do have... I'm not going to use it because I don't have that room to maneuver as far as my duration is concerned, but I will give, let's just see what 25% amplified damage does. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Okay, let's do this again. Ooh, we're only a handful of bullets away. We've got another slot for damage talent. I've got plenty of room for crit chance, crit damage. I think this is going to be fairly easy. I think this build's actually going to have a lot of damage on it. Actually, I would really laugh if somebody came in trying to look for the build and just came across this page right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump across my other character and have a look at backpacks and see what I've got. Okay, so I jumped across to my other character and immediately saw this. And I was like, all I need is like 2 outgoing healing mods, incoming healing, and a couple of repair skills. I can easily do that with a gear set, and Strikers is going to be the perfect one for damage. And so that's what I decided to do. Stuff mucking around with all the individual pieces. I just need to farm and get myself some decent Strikers pieces that include some either healing stats or ones that I can change to a skill tier as the main core. And I'm back. The pieces aren't perfect, but I've got some pretty okay ones. And I've got 5 of them on the build right now. I've got myself a Picaro's Hulsa, which I got a little bit of repair skills on. I've rolled them all as best as I can. And this is where we're at. So 3 ticks of bees, penis short of 3 ticks. Actually, I don't have my incoming repairs mod on. Let's throw one of those on. And that should definitely put us inside 3 ticks to get our full armor back. Which is pretty good, I think. Yes, well and truly. Lovely. Let's check out the damage. No striker stacks at all. And still not quite there, but I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. All it takes is 1, and now we are rocking and rolling. It's now starting to melt. 15% rate of fire and the 15% handling from strikers has done wonders, and I've still got room to move. Chest piece is definitely going to be the easiest one of these to get rid of. We're never getting to 200 stacks. So let's get rid of that and replace it with something. I've already got a 1 piece of Picaro's, so that extra skill tier will come in very, very handy. Now I can change that. I've got Obliterate on a yeah, let's weapon handling as well. Reduce that reload time down even further. That's got incoming repairs. Yep. And now I've got an extra skill tier. I've got 1, 2. I've actually got too many skill tiers now. So I can actually change. This has got repair skills mod. What do we got up here? Crit chance, crit chance. Where are we sitting? 44? 44 is not the best for Obliterate, but I really don't think that damage is going to be a problem anymore. I'll just wait for those stacks to go down just to see where we're at. While we're waiting, the capacitor, it's got the ability to increase skill damage, and I said that I was going to not use any crowd control, so no damage mitigation. So I'm going to change that for a damage skill. Let's go, yeah, why not? Let's just go with the cluster mines for shits and giggles. It's not the point of the build, but they will certainly come in handy, I think. Okay, so yep, 5, 6 skill, and I've got the extra. Yep, I definitely can replace one of these yellows. So that one's got skill haste. That was all I could get as far as farming is going. So that's probably the easiest one to get rid of. Yeah, I don't want to do any more blues because I said I was going to restrict the duration. I've got 9, 13. So okay, let's just go for damage. Why not? Okay. So we got 3 from the capacitor, 1 from the gloves, plus the strikers. This should actually put out a fair amount of damage. Oh, we are so close to, without stacks, being able to take that down. And now that stacks are up, yowzers. This is actually pretty damn powerful. Let's just check that heal again, because it is about frequency. That's what we're after. 1, 2, 3 would have gotten us to our old amount, but we've now got 913k. So that puts us just out of a margin of error from 2 NPCs. If 2 NPCs would have burst us, we would still survive. And then with the frequency and that regen, we will be back in the fight in literally 2 ticks. 44.99. I can't even be bothered working out whether it's better to put in crit chance. Let's just go with that. Let's see what these seekers can do. Yeah, it's going to come in handy. Not quite enough to kill all these reds, but I don't have any capacitor stacks at the moment, so 13 capacitor stacks. Let's see what that does. Okay. Let's go all out. 40 capacitor stacks, and let's see what these do. Oh, now we're talking. I think we're ready. This puts out a lot of damage, this build. But frequency is where it's at. So I'm accepting the fact that I am going to take damage. Oh, and just a handy tip. Always check before, when you're doing building, that you've got your specialization things on the right things. I've made that mistake before. Okay, let's take this out into a mission. I'm going to take some damage, but I'm going to be back in the fight as quicker than you can say I'm reloading.
card should give you access to the vault.
That seemed pretty quick. Oh, hello.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Oh, perfect demonstration of frequency. Yep. Back out full health. Thank you very much. Didn't have to go around a corner and hide to put on an armor kit. Straight back out. Oh, hello. 2, back out. Full health. Oh, it was full health, is that okay? Down again. And look at that. Full health. Bye-bye.
Looks like that key card is the one we were looking for. How's our radio? Intercepted.
It's a fucking division. Roadblock everyone back at headquarters.
Save the seekers, build up a few stacks.
Vital signs critical.
Get back in, coach.
The vault's just up ahead.
positions. He's tucked away nice until he upstairs.
Holy shit. People, the president has the wreckage. Agents, you got a new assignment. Find out where the president is being held and get him back. See, Isaac with a base security system. Should be a data center near the vault.
We're getting search clear.
Damage on this is pretty good. Imagine if you're watching this, I've been very kind, I'm speeding this up right now.
President Ellis.
Lockdown procedure initiated.
That doesn't sound good. Isaac, give away out of the vault.
Searching for way out of the vault. 0 matches.
Piece of shit wristwatch. Okay, let me see. You can punch through the west wall as a means of position. The long shot was the one we got. Isaac, plot a path to President's location.
Highlighting 06 path.
Son of a bitch, it actually worked. Thanks, Isaac.
Definitely did not shoot the president in.
Give him an earpiece and get him on
That
comms.
felt quick. That felt real quick. And if I'm speeding this up right now, I bet you Ellis still looks bloody slow.
Heads up, we're inbound to your location. Coming in over the engine. Good job. Gonna make a hole.
Capacitor is just a freaking laser beam with this much handling. Oh my god. Oh, that felt really quick.
Hostile radio intercepted.
Well, that's a load of shit. Kill every last one of those fuckers. I want them dead. Well, our discipline will try to fuck up if word gets back to the rest of the council that we lost the president. We'll get him, ma'am. Fuckers are going anywhere but down.
Shaking my mouse, I feel like, helps me get rid of the blindness. Oh, have I mentioned how much of a laser beam this feels like? This much handling? Ooh, with the sniper shot. Very quick. Smooth as silk. That was pretty fun, gotta say. The capacitor was an absolute laser beam with an extra 23% handling. Reload time of 1.5 seconds felt lightning quick throughout that. It was just so pleasant. So pleasant. This skill, you can run whatever you like. This is a free and clear skill. I didn't run anything else because I said that I wasn't going to run any duration modifying skills, but I would certainly consider using the Firefly. Run straight in, start blasting away with your shotgun. I can get my Reformation buff on, and now I don't know how untouchable I'd be, but certainly the healing power would be increased straight away. Alternatively, you can go for the drone, the striker drone. Still doing 40k damage, plus whatever the capacitor's going to kick that up to. And not to mention the division of damage that's going to come your way as well, whilst it slowly pecks away. Geez, you could... No, you can't run the other hive because you're running a hive already. But sticky bomb... You could, like, literally the world is your oyster when it comes to what you want to pop in here. You could even go the Achilles pulse if you really wanted to, because it's completely up to you. If you find that this level of armor is a little bit too risque for you, then you can this can definitely do with a little less damage. So gloves, certainly you can change those for an extra blue. Actually, it's probably easier just to find a Picaro's with a blue instead. And that way you can max out repair skills if you haven't got one of those. Easier to farm. The build, hopefully you can tell the power of frequency, and just imagine if you could combine this with duration as well. Maybe in a future video. If you liked, then like. If you want to see more build videos, I need you to comment down below. I said I wasn't going to make any build videos, and the only two that I've made so far has been to demonstrate a concept. But I'm enjoying building again. So if you want to see more and you've got some ideas, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.